The Calgary Police Service Major Crimes Section has laid charges in relation to a perjury investigation. As a result of an internal investigation by the Calgary Fire Department, a possible issue was identified relating to the actions of a then-serving member. This issue concerned the court testimony of a member of the CFD on Tuesday, January 15th, 2013. The CFD investigation raised the possibility that the member testifying may have committed perjury in relation to his evidence. As a result, the CFD passed along their concerns to the Office of the Chief Crown Prosecutor, who in turn requested an investigation into the matter by the Calgary Police Service. The case was investigated by detectives from the Major Crimes Section. At the conclusion of the investigation, the file was forwarded to the Crown's office for review regarding any possible charges. As a result of this investigation and subsequent review, one charge of perjury under Section 131 of the Criminal Code has been laid against Andrew Strack, 48 years of age, from Calgary. And I'm ready for questions.
Was he an arson investigator, or what did he do with the fire department?
He was an arson investigator.
Can you give us some sense of what he was testifying about? What kind of case?
Yes, it was an arson case.
Like a residential or commercial?
I'm not familiar with the case, so I couldn't comment that deep into it.
Is he still with the Calgary Fire Department, or is he left now?
He's no longer with the Calgary Fire Department.
What is the seriousness of this, your investigation?
Perjury is a serious offense. It's rare. It's an indictable offense, and it carries a maximum penalty of 14 years in prison. So it's serious.
I'm guessing this was a rather complex investigation. I don't think you guys do this all the time. How hard was it to have to go back in time to be able to get to the nut of it?
I mean, they are complex investigations. A lot of the evidence is a matter of public record, but it was assigned to major crimes detectives for a reason, and they've done a thorough job. And as a result, the Crown is recommending charges.
So can you say why an internal investigation was launched? Is this normal, or did somebody hear about the testimony and then wanted to look back into it? Or?
I'm not too sure the details. I know the fire department holds their employees to very high standards, and as a result of an internal investigation that was precipitated on their end, we were forwarded this information.
Did his testimony reflect the outcome of this case in any way, or does it have to be retried or whatever?
No. So the one piece of this I can shed some light on is this perjury charge stems from his testimony concerning him being qualified as an expert in court. So it did not affect the outcome of the case.
So, sorry, I gotta follow up with that. So does that mean that he misrepresented himself as an expert in something that perhaps wasn't qualified, trained in?
It's tough for me to comment with this before the courts. I'll try to. It's almost the same thing I'm going to tell you. Just it was in relation to him trying to become an expert in court and the testimony surrounding that.
So that's why, perjury is a false oath, right? So is that?
I mean, you're going to test me in front of everybody. Yeah. So perjury is a little more than just telling a lie in court. You have to prove that there's an intent there to mislead the court as well. So if, like in any criminal investigation, if a minimum threshold is met with the evidence, then the Crown will proceed with charges and it'll go to court.
Mr. Strack online lists himself now as a consultant. Is there any worry for the public out there if they're maybe hiring him to do an investigation?
I don't know what he'd be consulting for. I don't know Mr. Strack personally at all. I don't think he doesn't pose any safety risks to the public at all that we know of. He's not known to the police for any other matters.
So he's not in custody though?
I don't believe so anymore. He did turn himself in yesterday at 1:30 in the afternoon and has been processed and released.
When were you guys flagged about this? How long did this investigation take?
The investigation, because it is complex, thank you for planting that seed for me, and they do require a certain amount of research and follow-up. It hasn't been delayed in any way. We did get it, I believe, at the end of April, and we're ready to lay charges now.
You often work, there are some team often works with the police. Do you know if there was any involvement, like, as a team sometimes, do you not?
Yes.
Was there any involvement, would there have been some testimony from those guys as well? Or is,
This has nothing to do with police testimony. It has nothing to do with police evidence. It's just strictly, it's strictly contained within testimony given by Mr. Strack.
Would this center around actions he claimed he took as an investigator, or would it center around qualifications?
It centers around testimony about qualifications.